Hi and welcome to Takniki Gyan Guru. Before we jump into today's topic, we kindly ask your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel if you haven't already. Now, without further ado, let's begin. In this video, allow me to guide you through the process of scanning .NET project using SonarQube within a Jenkins pipeline. So let's get started. So first of all, what we do is we will configure our SonarQube. You know, in SonarQube, we'll set up something like first of all we will create a project. Once the project is created, then we will set the analysis method as Jenkins. So as we discussed in our previous video, we have set our project analysis method was local, but here we will set analysis method as Jenkins. Like we need to scan our project in different source, right? Either it is local from Jenkins or GitLab project or the GitHub Actions project, right? So we need to choose your method, in which method or the source of code you need to um, analyze or scan. So here in this case we will select Jenkins now, and then we will set up some tokens, so that the Jenkins can you know interact with the SonarQube with this token only. So once the SonarQube is set up, configured, now we'll move to the Jenkins side. In the Jenkins, we will install SonarQube plugin first, and then we will configure this SonarQube plugin by putting the SonarQube token and URL, right, and the place install some in which place the SonarQube is installed. So those things should be configured in the Jenkins, and then we will move to the GitHub. So there are some thing pending, some configuration is pending in Jenkins, so we'll talk about later. Before that, before configuring the Jenkins further, we'll move to the GitHub, and then we will either create a .NET Core project. You can create your own .NET project. We have already created a .NET project and deploy .NET Core project in my previous video. If you want, I can also put the link in the description, where we have already created .NET project using the Visual Studio Code, and and then we have push our code from Visual Studio Code to the GitHub, also from the command line. And then we have also learn how to create the branches. So we directly don't touch into the main branch, we will create another branch. You can directly go and create on the same branch. That is not required that you have to create a branch, because I don't want to touch the main branch. So I will create another branch, and then we will modify in the Jenkins file. So either you can create a new Jenkins file, and then you can update with the code. uh, I have already code, and Jenkins file is already there in the application, so I just have to update the Jenkins file with the latest code. So that will I will do in the GitHub. So once this is done, so before that, we have already talked about how to configure the integrate the Jenkins and GitHub using the credentials, right? So that is separate, we'll not talk about that. So if you want, you can go and see my previous video, where we have set up the GitHub or integrate Jenkins with GitHub. Those video will show you how we can integrate, right? Many times we have already discussed this. So still, if you are finding some difficulties in this process, please comment. I will definitely guide you. Uh, any questions, right? Even though you are not, able to configure the GitHub or credentials or something, please ask questions. So now the GitHub is ready, SonarQube is ready. In Jenkins, we have already installed and configured the SonarQube. Now we will finally create a pipeline, and then we will run this pipeline So how we'll run? So whenever we will run this pipeline, it will get the project from the GitHub, right? And then it will run the pipeline and send the report to the SonarQube. That will be done. So this way we will configure. So now it's time for the demo. So now we are in SonarQube. We have already set up the SonarQube. So I have already created a video on how to, set up a SonarQube, download and install SonarQube. You can go and watch that video. And this project is also discussed last video. This is the local one. Now let's get started to create the project. Let's click on create project and select local project now, because we don't want to import project, because there is two options. Let's understand this also. So create, when you create project, this is local project. Import, if you have already created some project and you have push those project into somewhere, and you want to import those project here, then you can import, or you can create a new project in SonarQube only, right? So I want to create a project in SonarQube. Now say scan .NET Core with Jenkins. Okay, and say next. Again, you can use the global setting and create a project. Okay, that's done. So once we create a project, okay, now it will ask for the analysis method we discussed, right? With Jenkins, you want to integrate the Jenkins or GitLab CI, GitHub Actions, Bitbucket pipeline, or Azure pipeline, right? So in this case, in this video, we want to integrate with Jenkins. I will click on the Jenkins. Now the source code. Where is your source code? So I will say my source code is GitHub. So you can choose your own source code. So we'll also discuss these source code maybe in later videos. So for now we'll see. Now the GitHub, here the prerequisites. SonarQube scanner plugin for Jenkins, this one, right? Jenkins 2.11 or later, right? Your Jenkins version should be this, right? This is the prerequisites for SonarQube scanner plugin. For step by step how to install your SonarQube, you just analyze the prerequisites and all, and create a pipeline job. Will you know will create later, right? GitHub webhook, this is not required, right? Webhook, and create a Jenkins file. You have to create .NET and .NET Core with Windows, .NET Core with Linux, and .NET Framework project. We have discussed last time .NET Framework. We'll talk about the .NET Windows Core, right? This is the fourth step, and you just need to copy this and put into this one, right? So let us, here we have already created. What we need to do is we need to just create a credentials over here. So we'll create a credential later maybe, right? So we will just set up the um, mm, Jenkins. How we'll set up? Let's click on this, go to Jenkins integration. Now Jenkins integration, in this page, SonarQube plugin, right? This plugin we need to install. Click on this and it will show you how to install your plugin. Go to manage Jenkins, manage plugin, and install SonarQube scanner plugin. So okay, SonarQube scanner, copy this, go to Jenkins and manage Jenkins. Okay, and then go to plugins, click on plugins, Okay, now let's say in the updated one nothing is there. If you can see in the install plugins, in install plugin search SonarQube scanner. Now you can see. Okay, so in install plugin you can search SonarQube scanner. It is not installed yet, so click on available plugin and then search SonarQube scanner. Yeah, now click on this and install. So it will take some time. So you can also click on restart Jenkins when installation is complete and no jobs are running. So it will get restarted. In the meantime, go to this documents. Once SonarQube plugin installed, back to the Jenkins dashboard, navigate to credential system, left menu and global credential system table and click add credential. In the navigation, add the following information: kind, scope and secret. Okay, so we need to just now we need a secret from the SonarQube. So how we can do that? Let's open into another tab. Here opening this in another tab and click on account, my account, security and generate token. So you have to give some name, Jenkins integration and token type project global user token. Let's say global analysis token and generate. Okay, now you have to save this one. Say notepad. Saying this notepad and the username was Jenkins integration. Save here. Okay, now this token is ready. Go to your Jenkins and click on manage Jenkins and go to credentials and system, global credentials. Now add credentials. I want the secret text. Click on secret text, scope global secret. You have to copy secret from here. You can give some different name. I'm giving this one only. Same name, Jenkins integration, and description if you want you can create and then create it. Okay, this is done. The credential is there. Now click on again manage Jenkins. If you can want to go to the documents where Jenkins integration, this credential is done, right? Now from dashboard manage Jenkins configure system SonarQube. Okay, now we'll go to manage Jenkins. Now configure system configuration. The system, click on the configure global settings, right? So in the global system configuration, so in global system configuration you have to go down Jenkins server. You have to find the SonarQube server here. So the SonarQube server, it is already there, but mm, maybe I have set up server here. You will find a SonarQube server where you have to give some name, SonarQube, whatever name you want, give it here, and the server URL. So server URL is this one, right? This SonarQube 192.168 whatever and 9000 the port. So same URL you have to give in the server URL section, and the authentication token, right? Here you have to Jenkins integration, this Jenkins integration. So you have to click on Jenkins integration for the credentials, and that's it, I guess. This we need to set up in the system configuration, right? The SonarQube will be set up in this place in the global configuration, where we have to give the URL and the credential, the token we have created in the SonarQube, and then we have to save it. Okay, now this is done. Again we have to go to the document. So now we have to go manage Jenkins, configure system, add SonarQube, add following information, give the name SonarQube instance. So this is URL and credentials. Again we will go and do something like go to the Jenkins. Let's check, right? That is also required. Sometimes doesn't work. Click on manage Jenkins, and click on tools, right? In the tools we have to set up our scanner. So click on tools and go down, git install. We have already there ms build this sonar, right? Sonar for ms build installation. Here you need to click this one. If there is already added, if not added, you have to add sonar scanner for ms build, give the name of this ns build, and they give the name, sorry, sonar scanner for ms build, right? So because we require this ms build for sonar scanner, click on this install automatically. So this should be installed on your system, and this should install on your system, and you have to select the version, right? Which version you have. If you have .NET 4.6 or 5 in installed, so I have installed in my system 4.6, so I will choose ms build this one, and 4.6 the latest version. Also install from GitHub the SonarQube ms build for .NET 6. One is enough, right? Two same version is not required. Remove one, and SonarQube scanner installation, and the SonarQube scanner installation. Here click here and add SonarQube scanner, give a name, install automatically, select SonarQube scanner, the latest version I have chosen, this one, right? From Maven Central, from again to, you just give only one, right? And save it. apply and save it. Correct. This should be done. Once this is done, now we have to create a pipeline, right? Let's go to the document. Okay, this one, right here. What we have already done, we have set up the Jenkins create pipeline. This step is not done yet, so let's create, and this step needs to be done. This should be skipped because we are not using any webhook, and then we'll create a Jenkins pipeline, Jenkins file, and then put it to it, right? Also, we have to create okay, before creating a Jenkins pipeline, we need a git our project in GitHub, right? So let's go and set up the GitHub, then we'll come back and then create the final stage of creating the Jenkins pipeline. So let's go to the GitHub, right? So in the root location, we have worked a lot of work on this SMS web app, right? We have created this application, deployed in IIS and all those things. So here only, also chatbot, I guess we have created chatbot or something. No, test cases, right? So we have created test cases, unit test cases from different branch, right? This one, and unit test cases, this branch. So we'll get this from main branch where test cases is not there, right? So how we'll do, click on branch and we'll create a new branch. We'll say SMS web app scan. Okay, sonar scan, say sonar scan, and create a new branch. So we'll not touch the main, we'll touch the sonar scan here. Correct. So the new branch is now ready. Jenkins file is also with us. Let's click on Jenkins file. So we need to change this code, right? This is for the previous project. So how will change? We'll click here and see the second create pipeline. Will do that. So before that, three will be skipped. Four, right? Jenkins file. So .NET, Windows .NET, right? So here what it says, Jenkins navigate to manage Jenkins global configuration tool under the Sonar Scanner MS build. Add Sonar for MS build, choose name, and under install for GitHub. This one, right? We have already done. This is saying this needs to be done before creating a Jenkins pipeline. What we have done, this one, right? Manage Jenkins global configuration tool, and under this under Sonar MS, click add Sonar scanner for MS build, choose the name, and the last step, Sonar scanner for MS build. Under the install from GitHub, select the corresponding .NET Core scanner required for the project. This is we have already done this step, right? Prerequisite for add scanner. This is we have already just done. And create a Jenkins file the following code. So let's copy this code, go to the Jenkins, edit this one, just control A, delete, put it here. Nothing I'm doing, I'm just copy the whole code, no change. Okay, and then we'll see. And now commit change, change. Done from the GitHub now. So now let's move to the Jenkins and create a pipeline. Oh, okay. Dashboard and new item. Let's say .NET Core Sonar Scan. Now pipeline, and we can say OK. You can say this job will build the .NET Core application along with scan code with SonarQube. Okay. Anything else? You can say GitHub project. You can give the URL of your GitHub project. Let's copy this. Okay, we'll do that. The URL copy from here, and now GitHub URL. Now we need not to do the trigger, build trigger, advanced project option. Pipeline we need the pipeline from SCM so that the Jenkins pipeline will run. So SCM will be Git. From Git it should become a repository URL with the same URL. Credentials. So here credentials, you have to give the credentials for your GitHub here, right? So you have to create a credential for your GitHub into your credential section, and then select. This credential will not be SonarQube credentials, right? So in my previous video, I have already told you how to integrate GitHub with Jenkins. So that credential is basically GitHub. So first of all, we will create a token from GitHub, and then that token will be put into the credential section, and that credential will be accessed here or select here, right? So this way we have given the description, GitHub project URL, and in the pipeline we have chosen the SCM that will get our Jenkins file from the GitHub. We have given the GitHub URL, credential we have given, and the now we have to change the branch. So branch, we let's click on this, and oh sorry, the this one, and branch is SMS sonar scan, right? This is the branch name. Go and remove master and get the branch name. Please make sure if your file in branch, then you have to change the branch. If you have all your code in master branch, then or the main branch, you can change over here. That's it. No change. Save it, and now build it. All the configuration is done. Let me rewind. First of all, we have configured the SonarQube, create a project, and choose the analysis method as Jenkins, and then we create a token there, and that token will be used in Jenkins. And then in Jenkins we download the plugin, then configure the plugin, the SonarQube URL, and then configure the scanner in the tool section. First of all, we configure into the system configuration file, global system configuration file, and the inside the tool section we have configured the installer. This SonarQube scanner. And then, so in the GitHub we have created the project, uh, already created. Then we have created a branch, and that branch we have to access it to the Jenkins pipeline. In Jenkins pipeline also we have created a pipeline and give the access to the GitHub. Right now, what we will do is we have already created pipeline. Now we will click on the build now, down and see this is get started. Click on here and then console output. Okay, looks like it's failed. So let's see what it says. uh, Go up, this is fine. Updated scheme changes, inject SonarQube variable, this is fine. C program Jenkins workshop .NET Core Sonar.NET. Okay, plugin Sonar build scanner.dll. Okay, this file begin. This one could not execute because the specific command file does not exist. This is not exist dll, right? So let's check. I open a command prompt as an administrator permission, because um, this folder cannot be accessed through the normal user, either Jenkins or administrator. So let's move to this place, uh, in this place, right? Copy and let's see. So this file is does not exist, right, in this folder. So I want to check cd. So now I am in Windows. Now let's check. Go to the that folder, cd and dir. Now you can see sonar scanner. This is sonar scanner.ms build, sonar scanner.ms build.exe. But no DLL is available. Sonar.scanner.ms build.dll. That is not here. It means that DLL is missing, or we have to use this file, right? Exe file, not the DLL file. So let's go and make some changes in the code. Let's go to Jenkins. Maybe there are some issue in this, right? This Jenkins file. So we need to make some changes in this code. So let us make change. Click on your project, configure, and go down. This is the Jenkins file. So we need to go to the Jenkins file, right? So go to the Jenkins, and we have made the Sonar scan this branch. Open this branch and click on Jenkins file, and then edit. So first of all, we have to use the exe, not the dll. Exe, and then exe, right? These two places. One more thing, let's review this one. Node stays scm, stays SonarQube analysis, that's fine. Def variable is scanner home, tool is scanner for build. Okay, so bat.net. Okay, so we have to delete this one. This is not the .NET command, right? So it will run this one, and then .NET build, this will work. Also we have to remove this one. Directly it will run the this command. So this is done, right? Now let's commit the code and save it. Now go to your Jenkins. Let's save it again and build it now. Let us click on the this one and console output. Let's wait. Now looks like it's working. Let's wait for some time. Now on the Jenkins pipeline is completed. Let's go to the SonarQube. Let's see, the quality gate status is passed. There is no major issue in this code. So if you can understand, the security issue is no issue. Reliability to open issue, maintainability to open issues. Right. This way you can see uh, in the issue section. You can go issue. You can see the consistency, internationality, adaptability, this kind of issue. You can see the maintainability, remove the unread private field logger or refactor the code to use its value, or move student controller into the namespace. So this is the default code provided by the Microsoft. So it is it is recommending by the SonarQube to use the namespace before the student controller, right? So if you go to the security hotspot, see, there is no issue. That's good. No security breach over here. All good. In the measures again, the reliability, we will say the code coverage. Code coverage is almost null. No code coverage. You can see the program.cs file. It has a uh, zero point 0.0 code coverage. So no test cases is implemented to cover the code. So code coverage is 0. Uncovered line 12. You can go and see the overall report here. The controller folder has 49 line of code, one bug, two code smells, right? Similarly, models and the views, 180 line of code, one bug, no code smell over here. So this way you can see your scanned report over here, and you can go and see your activity what we have done for this project. So now we have understood how to scan our .NET code using SonarQube using the Jenkins pipeline, right? So let's move to this slide. Now we are done with this video. This will end our video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please take care. Good day and bye.